Prince Handley coming to you with Geopolitics and Prophecy. Today we're going to talk about regional globalization, or preparing for the 10 Kings. Let me give you a description about what we're discussing today. In this message, I want to alert you to the preparation of the 10 Kings that the Bible speaks about several times, not only in the Tanakh, the Old Testament, but in the New Testament, the Brit Chadashah. These 10 kings are a key element concerning end-time prophecy, and they may be on the scene now. They may not know what role they're to fulfill, or even have a faint idea concerning prophecy, but they will be key in helping the false Messiah, the Antichrist, come into power. They will actually persuade the leaders of the nations and leaders of the new global government to elect the Antichrist, also known as the Beast, to the office of global leader. So let's talk about regional globalization, preparing for the 10 Kings. The Holy Bible mentions or alludes to 10 kings in different places, however in 5 main areas. In Daniel chapter 7, 23-25, we read, "The 10 horns are 10 kings who will come from this kingdom. After them another king will arise, different from the earlier ones. He will subdue 3 kings." Revelation chapter 13, verses 1-2. "It has 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on its horns." Revelation 17, verse 3. "The beast was covered with blasphemous names, and had 7 heads and 10 horns." Revelation 17, verses 12-14. "The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose, and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them, because he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers." And then in Revelation chapter 17, verses 15-18, "Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw, where the prostitute sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose, by agreeing to hand over to the beast," that's the 10 kings agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority, "until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth." My friend, these 10 kings have an important part to play in end-time geopolitics with Satan. Now here's something important you need to know. There is already a push towards globalism by many. You and I know that. International bodies and groups like WEF, World Economic Forum, CDC, Centers for Disease Control, and of course the United Nations. But I want to alert you to a development that many are not aware of: regional globalism. You can study my teachings on globalism at the University of Excellence under One World. I've placed a link for that in the show notes of this podcast. The Holy Bible prophesies globalism. The Holy Bible prophesies globalism, which has been in the works for decades, we know, and which the Holy Bible alludes to as a global key for the end times. My friends, study Revelation chapter 13. When the new global leader, the false Messiah or the Antichrist, takes control, he's going to rule for 7 years, but in the middle of the 7 years, for 3.5 years, for 42 months, unleashed evil will invade the earth. However, I want to alert you to a development that many are not aware of: regional globalism. There is a breaking away by many nations that are in the globalist movement to regional conglomerates that meet their needs more specifically, by trade, by ideology, by self-aggrandizement, and by military protectionism. Now here's something else you need to know. Very important. There is not a common global consensus. Instead of a common opinion, many countries want to align with like-minded countries, other countries that specifically meet their needs or provide trade or economic advantages. The West, that's including the USA and the EU, are being left behind in this regard. But what is the real reason for this regional globalism? The answer? It is preparing the stage for the 10 kings which major prophecy foretells. Here's another very important truth you need to know. The 10 kings do not come into authority until either right before or at the same time as the new global leader, the Antichrist or the false Messiah. These 10 kings align with Antichrist and they yield their power to him. The Antichrist needs the 10 kings to help him gain global control. Now, we don't know if the 10 kings are revealed before the 7-year period. My friend, the archenemy of Israel and of humankind will throw everything he can at planet Earth before his prophesied demise by the real Mashiach, Yeshua, the Messiah of Israel. The Jewish prophet Yochanan, or John, in Brit Chadashah, that's the Hebrew New Testament, in chapter 17, shows that the new global governance leader, the false Messiah, not the real Messiah, will join to himself, that's at first be part of, 10 geopolitical leaders who will assist him in his end-time prophecies. We also have record of this in Tanakh in the same book of Daniel, chapter 7, verses 23 to 25. These 10 kings are 10 geopolitical entities that have not existed before. They will make up a global alliance newly organized out of which the false Messiah will evolve. They will assist the new global leader in the foolish and failed attempt at opposing the return of the real Mashiach, Yeshua. Now ponder this. Could some of the powerful executives of MNCs, multinational corporations, provide the work source for the 10 kings referred to 10 times in the Holy Bible? In Tanakh, book of Daniel, we read this: He will greatly honor those who acknowledge him. He will make them rulers over people and will distribute the land at a price. Daniel chapter 11, verse 39. This is from a portion of Daniel's prophetic description of the implementations of the new global governance leader, the false Messiah, the Antichrist. Daniel prophesies that elites of some status will receive mega rewards for their support of this end-time incarnate spirit of Satan. Specific key people who acknowledge the coming world dictator and accept his authority will receive a reward of land. Land in its Aramaic form used here in the book of Daniel would also include economic domain, property, or geographic area. These elites are bought off for their loyalty and made rulers over many. Then they assist the Antichrist by transferring to him their authority and power. My friend, Hashem gave us prophecy so we could know where we are at, know where we're going, know what's happening today, and know what's happening in the future. Our job is to listen and obey, to work with God in obedience for the salvation of Israel. Pray, ask the Lord what he would have you to do. And my friend, it's time for the Institute, the Mossad, to utilize agents who are filled with Ruach HaKodesh to initiate cyber infiltration of MNCs, that's the multinational corporation leaders, and CEOs in order to monitor their activity with regard to global and geopolitical control. As time progresses, any systemic anti-Israel relationships of multinational corporations that have highly positive correlation of linear regression will be highly suspect as to end-time enemies of Israel. Prince Handley coming to you with facts now and in the future. Regional globalization, preparing for the 10 kings. Baruch haba b'Shem Adonai.